I'm Laura. I'm going to show you how to make this paper teepee.
To make a teepee, you need something to color with or paint with, scissors, tape, a glue stick, and 4 sheets of paper. You can use lightweight printer paper or sturdier cardstock, which is what I'm using. I'm making a teepee using a template that you can print for free from my website, fanfaronbylaura.com. You can see the address at the bottom of your screen. From the home page, click on the Downloads button. Teepees were made by the Native Americans who lived in the Great Plains of North America. They were usually made of bison skins, so you might want to color your teepee brown. I printed mine on tan paper, which is also an option. Now, Native Americans didn't decorate most of their teepees, but they did occasionally add designs and paintings. You can color the designs on this teepee however you would like. You might also consider drawing or painting some animals in the blank spaces on the sides and the back. Animals that the Native Americans would be familiar with might have been antelope, wolves, or bison, which are kind of like buffalo. These lines here are the pins that the Native Americans would use to hold the skins together. These are the lodge poles. In real life, they would be made of wood and would be much taller to hold up the teepee. I didn't worry about coloring in the lines when I colored my first pole because I know I'm going to cut it out. After you finish coloring your teepee, cut out the section by cutting on the black dashed lines. Do not cut on the gray dotted lines. You're going to be folding there in the next step. In the front of your teepee, be sure to cut this dashed black line right here. And also, you're going to be cutting out this oval. So the easiest way to do that is to make a little fold right in the middle of it. Cut a slit in that fold. And then you can get your scissors in the slit and move towards that outside dash line and start cutting on that. The last thing you need to do is these lodge poles. After you cut them out, you may want to go ahead and color the back as well because you'll see both sides. 2 of them have dashed lines across the middle. You'll need to cut on those, but notice that they don't go all the way across. They only go halfway. So don't cut them in half, just cut halfway across the middle. The first thing you can fold is on the front of the teepee, right here. These are the smoke flaps, and you're going to be folding outwards on those gray dotted lines. Smoke flaps in a teepee allow the smoke from the cooking fires inside to escape, but they could also be closed up. For instance, if it was rainy and they didn't want the rain to come in. So that's what those are. And then the left and the right side both have tabs for gluing, and you're going to fold those backwards. So take your time with this. Make sure you've got some nice straight folds, and then press them down. And once you got it in the right spot, press real smoothly. And you're going to do that with this tab and this tab on both of your side pieces. Now I'm going to attach my poles to the sides and the back of my teepee. So turn it over. Take your pole, notice where the slit is. This is one of my sides. And I'm going to put it maybe 2 centimeters. The slit is maybe 2 centimeters from the top of the teepee. And then you're going to tape or glue that on there. Then my open slit is facing to the right, so on my second side piece I again want that slit facing to the right. I want to make it about the same height as this one over here. And if you have your tape hanging over the edge, that's easy to just cut off. And then lastly, you're going to tape the one that does not have a slit in it to the back piece, again making sure that it's about the same height as the others are. The final step is to assemble your teepee using glue. Put glue on your tabs. These shorter tabs hook to the front. So line up the bottom and your edges and then press it down firmly. So I'm going to attach the sides to my front first. Just be real careful when you line things up. Take your time because that will make your finished teepee look better. And now I'm adding the back piece. Oops. Pressing down firmly every time I glue something. And then when you get to the last, uh-oh, that didn't glue on right. I must not have pressed firmly enough. You might want to let it sit there for a second before you go on to the next piece. And when you get to your last piece, it's okay to press it down flat as you're gluing because it's paper and it will pop back up again. After you have everything folded, your poles are going to be leaning up against each other. So we want them to cross. That's where those slits come in handy. And you're going to push the slits into each other. If this back piece is leaning forward too far, you could just push it back a little bit. And then you will have kind of a little X there at the top with that back piece in there. So that's your finished teepee.
While you're on my website, check out the Submit Your Story section. Kids, you can write a story about your teepee or another craft project, submit it online, and I'll publish it for you to show your friends. If you're interested in making these paper people, check out my paper people video. I used it and leftover cardstock from my teepee to make these Native Americans. Lastly, the campfire is a free part of my campsite template, which you can get by signing up for email updates from Fanfaron.